So in the first step, let's have a look at the data we are working with. Now you can see that we have 5 tables. We have the sales table, which will be our main table we are working with. It's our effect table. So all the information we have about all the transactions, all the sales, these are all included in this table. So here we have each transaction together with additional information. For example, which customer, which location it was sold, which product it was, and this ID are referring to our other dimension tables. So in these dimension tables, this will be these 4 tables. We will have additional information. For example, the product ID number one, it's referring to our product ID in our products table. So now we know that this is the product potato chips. It has this price, this profit margin, and this text, right? In addition to that, we have also the customer table where we have the customers and the employees as well as the location table. You might be now thinking that this is not very complicated data, but you will be surprised what we can achieve with powerful DAX. So with measures and calculated columns, we can gather a lot of information and analyze very deeply into this data. So what we will be doing now is we will connect this data to Power BI and we will create our data model. So now let's jump back to Power BI. So now we are in Power BI and we want to get data. So we select Excel as our data source. We navigate to our file. We select our file and then we load it into the model. Here we can select all our 3 tables. We can look at them to check if everything is correct, and then if everything is correct and looks good, we can click on load data. Once our data is loaded into Power BI, we can go to our data model, and here we can see that Power BI has already auto detected the relationships. So which columns have been connected together? As in this case, we see this might not be always be correct. What Power BI is doing here, just looking at the column names, and if 2 tables have the exact same column name, Power BI will connect these columns together. Power BI connect these tables by this column together. So in this case, as we see in the location table, this is not exactly correct. So in this case, we want to edit this relationship. Therefore, we make a double click on this relationship, and now in the sales table, the ID is not the column we want to use here for this relationship. Instead, we want to use the location ID because that's the ID that is referring to our location table. Therefore, we select location ID and click OK. Now we can see that the relationship is now correct. So now at the relationships setup, okay, and we are ready to dive into our first DAX expression. But what we want to do before that is we want to know what is actually the difference between calculated columns and measures. That's what we are looking at in the next lecture.